In this lesson, you're going to learn a few more things about this chess piece called the Knight that you didn't learn by playing the Forbidden City. The first thing that you need to know about these pieces called Knights is that they are the only piece in the entire game of chess that can jump over other pieces. This means that even though there's this line of pawns in front of this knight, that on the first move of the game, this knight can jump over the pawns and move here to f3, or it could go over here to h3. If white had already had a chance to move and they moved their piece to here, now this knight has the option to jump over to that square. The other thing you need to know in this lesson is that knights capture pieces in the same direction that they move. So from this position, this knight can capture this pawn, it can move this way and capture this pawn, or it could capture this pawn. Now capturing this pawn would be a mistake because this pawn was protected by that one and it could recapture. The last thing you need to know for today's lesson is that a knight can never land on a square that's occupied by its own piece. So in this instance, this knight can no longer move to this square, and it can no longer move to this square, and it can't move to this square because it has its own pieces already on those squares. So using these rules, try to play another game of Pawn Wars that you learned in lesson 2, but this time add a knight for each side. So the white knight will start here on g1, and the black knight will start here on b7. So the same goal is to get a pawn across to the other side before your opponent does, but this time you have a knight that you can bring into the equation. Make sure as you play this game that you do not lose your knight to an opponent's pawn. For instance, in this situation, you might make the mistake of thinking, oh, I could capture this pawn, but this pawn was protected by this pawn, and now this pawn is going to recapture that knight, and you just lost your best fighting piece for the game. Also, be careful not to move your knight onto another square that your opponent's knight is already controlling. So if it's white's turn and white chooses to move to this square, they just made a big mistake because this knight is attacking that square and it's black's turn. So black can now capture that knight. If after you've played a few games like this, you want to step it up a notch and make it a little bit more challenging, add in the other knight. So you'll have two knights. This one will start on b1, and the other dark one will start here on g8. So have fun playing this game, play a few different people if you can. Make sure you're practicing those new rules about the knights being able to jump and how they capture. If you learn those things for this lesson, you'll be doing great. Thanks for watching.